So let's get things started formally. So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar done by the Setup in Abu Dhabi portal. That is an initiative put together between 24 partners from the private and the public sector, involved people that are on this call today that we have been represented from the Department of Economic Development of Abu Dhabi, KISAT, and ADIO. So I'll do some formal introductions, and then we can get started with the questions and with the webinar. But we have Ms. Suad Al-Hosani. She's the Director of Investor Care at ADIO, the Abu Dhabi Office Abu Dhabi Investment Office. We have Mr. Qusay Abdul Wahab. He's an SME expert at the Abu Dhabi Department of Economic Development. And Mr. Jafar is a channel partner manager at KISAT Free Zone in Abu Dhabi. So Ms. Suad, Jafar, and Qusay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Our pleasure, Lorenzo.
Excellent.
Thank you, Lorenzo, for arranging this webinar.
A real pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you. So to get started, maybe Ms. Suad, the first question will be with you. Give us a kind of an introduction on why Abu Dhabi. What are the main advantages of Abu Dhabi as a destination to do business?
First of all, Lorenzo, thank you very much for hosting me today. As you mentioned, my name is Saad Al-Hosani. I'm the Director of Investor Care at Abu Dhabi Investment Office. It gives me a pleasure to see the diversified number of attendees from all over the world. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for taking the time to attend the webinar today, and looking forward to having a fruitful partnership between our entities. So there is a lot of reasons, Lorenzo, why Abu Dhabi should be a home for people who want to expand their businesses. First of all, Abu Dhabi resides between 8 hours flight from Asia to 8-hour flights to Europe. Second of all, Abu Dhabi has more than 200 nationalities that calls it home. Third of all, one of the important facts for why people should expand into the UAE as a whole is the 0% income tax policy. So there is no income tax, and this is rarely to find around the world. Fourth of all, the options of having the 100% ownership has been an added value for companies who wants to expand to the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. In the past, as you may know, Lorenzo, people if they wanted to open 100%, they could have gone only into one of the free zones within the UAE. Unlike now, the new investment law have allowed foreign investors to own 100% of their companies, even onshore. More than that, just a brief about Abu Dhabi Investment Office and what we do. We are a subsidiary of the Department of Economic Development in Abu Dhabi. We are a promotion agency for the Emirate, and what we do is we promote Abu Dhabi as an investment destination. We attract knowledge-based companies to come to a knowledge-based economy. We are sector agnostic, and we facilitate the needs of companies. So why we exist is here to support investors to expand and open their companies into Abu Dhabi in the whole process from A to Z. Later within the conversation, Lorenzo, I will deep dive into the incentives and offerings and the financial and non-financial incentives offered by Abu Dhabi Investment Office to the companies who wants to call Abu Dhabi home. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for that introduction, Ms. Suad. And maybe, as you were saying, before we deep dive on those incentives, maybe to get a little bit the opinion of Qusay and Mr. Jafar as well. Mr. Qusay, again, from your side of things, from the DED point of view, why Abu Dhabi? What is the attractiveness that you see on why companies are coming to set up in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi?
I think the main point here that I'd like to highlight is the clear understanding of the government of the differences between different types of businesses, right? So previously, all businesses were treated alike, so one size fits all. Today, we're very proud that there is a clear understanding between micro businesses, freelancers, startups, small businesses, medium and large, and each one requires different kind of support. And hence the creation of the SME sector within Department of Economic Development. So now our sector, with so many other sectors that call itself DED to ensure that the vibrancy of the economy of Abu Dhabi, each one focuses on key component of the economy. So our focus is on MSMEs, micro and small and medium. And we make sure that we have the right policies, the right programs in place to support this ecosystem, and ensuring that this ecosystem further expands into innovation and also compete with other major ecosystems globally. And later on, I will diverge probably more into the different programs that we're either working on or we plan to work on to support this ecosystem and expansion of this ecosystem.
But why would you say it's so crucial to support the SME sector? Why has Abu Dhabi taken such an important focus on developing the SME sector?
Very simple, because again, 98% of all businesses in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi are considered either micro, small, or medium. So it's not fair to treat everybody alike. For this is, I think, the key reason. 60% are micros, 35% are small, about 12 to 15% are medium, and only 2% are large. So you cannot treat a micro similar to a large or a medium. So you need to have the right tools and mechanisms in place to support those smaller to come bigger, to go from micro to small to medium to large.
Excellent. Well, we have about 150 attendees on this call right now, and there's another 120 watching on our live groups. So I recommend anybody that's going to start having a few questions to put them on our Q&A section, or also on our chat section. I'll be reading a few questions as we go along during the session of today. But Jaffer, now passing on to you. And wearing your hat of KISAD, one of the most important free zones here in the UAE, we could say. Why Abu Dhabi? Let's keep on that side of things, and then you're going to start telling us a little bit about the focus that you've had on SMEs as well over the last few years.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Ms. Suad, she gave a very good brief about why Abu Dhabi. In terms of KISAD, let me give a brief about KISAD. KISAD is one of the largest economic city and free zone in the region, not only in UAE. We cater more than 1,500 big investors in KISAD. They are in different sectors. They are industrials, logistics, trading, e-commerce, services, and trading. KISAD, the nice of KISAD and the nice of the concept of free zone, it's a one-stop shop that the client and the foreign investors, they came to this economic city to establish their business from A to Z within the area of KISAD. Our team, they give the full support for the investors, especially who want to do a business in UAE and the Emirates of Abu Dhabi. I will give more brief about how we support our clients, how we take care for their establishment from A to Z within KISAD, within our one-stop shop. Why Abu Dhabi? It's because of many reasons. Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE, one of the biggest economies in the region. We have like Khalifa Port, and which have more than 80 international destinations worldwide, and for many initiatives that the government is doing and supporting the local and foreign investors.
Excellent. There's one question that goes directly towards that you can help answering. It says, what are the main differences between Dubai and Abu Dhabi for a free zone business? I guess this is something that you might be getting asked on a daily basis. Why a free zone SME type of entity would choose to set it up in KISAD and maybe not in a Dubai free zone?
Okay, Lorenzo, to be honest, when we receive investors to UAE, to KISAD, and we know what type of business they are doing, where is their potential client is there, And if we see the client is not fit in KZAD and in Abu Dhabi, we suggest him to go to the other Emirates, as we work in one country, UAE. And in UAE itself, there is more than 50 plus free zones. They have different products, different packages, especially when we talk about SMEs. Mainly, most of the SMEs, they do business, they establish the business here in UAE, irrespective they are in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, in Northern Emirates, and to open a corporate bank account, and they might have their business outside UAE. So it depends on their budget. It depends on the number of visas they want to apply, what type of facilities they are looking for. We guide the client to go to other jurisdictions if the other jurisdiction is better for them. There is a many free zone, what I said. So the client has to decide if they want to go to Abu Dhabi or to go to the other Emirates.
Excellent. Very good. Well, Ms. Suad, as we were discussing at the beginning, now maybe we'll be going to those incentives that Abu Dhabi is offering to newcomers to the country and to existing SMEs and to any private entity. I've been part for several, in the last few months, of several meetings where I've seen the extra effort that ADIO in particular, together with some other institutions, is doing in really creating an environment and really assisting people, holding their hands. How could you describe what are those incentives that Abu Dhabi is giving and the work that ADIO is doing in particular?
A great question. Thank you so much, Lorenzo. Let me deep dive on the main four areas that ADIO provides so people are aware. First area is the PPP projects for the Emirate of Abu Dhabi has ADIO now as the hub. So most of the projects in the government of Abu Dhabi are going towards the PPP model. So for those companies who are interested into the private-public partnership and to know more about the tenders and projects coming up, kindly check our website and you are going to see all the projects, including the guidebook for the PPP projects in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. The second important point that I want to mention is that we provide financial and non-financial incentives. How does this work, Lorenzo? We do not invest directly. We work on rebates model, which is pay and claim model, depending on the Apex and Capex. In 2019, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed announced a program called Ghadan 21, which ended last year, and it has been an amazing program, which means Tomorrow 21, that focused into different initiatives to support the economic, the government and the economy diversified during the past 3 years. So Abu Dhabi Innovation Program has been extended into 2 billion dirham. This program focuses on 4 priority sectors. Again, we are sector agnostic, but our rebates program focuses on 5 main sectors, including healthcare and biopharma, ICT, anything within IT, financial technology, anything within fintech, agriculture technology, which looks into indoor farming, precision farming, and algae biofuel, and tourism. So if you have seen in the past, we have signed with more than 38 companies, few that I cannot disclose in the pipeline, in different sectors, including airy farms, RDI, Pure Harvest, Anghami, Amazon Web Services, and much more, who chose to have Abu Dhabi as their home. How this program works, you would ask me. Basically, it's on Apex and Capex, and basically it looks at your rent, your salaries. It's an agreement of 3 to 5 years between ADIO and the investors. What is expected from the investor is to have their main headquarters in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, to have a knowledge transfer into the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, an excellence or an R&D center in Abu Dhabi, and then an exchange and development of the products in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, with keeping the 100% ownership of the company. We have a full-fledged team within ADIO, which looks at the investment team. I have put in already the Get in Touch forum, so who's interested to know more about our rebates program and the criteria that they fit in, reach out to us and we'll do the introductions internally. One more thing that I want to mention is the Musabaha. So basically, we also have the Musabaha agreement, which is the long-term agreements of lands within the Abu Dhabi Investment Office. And so those who are looking for long-term these agreements is basically we have them within Abu Dhabi Investment Office. Now, what I do within Adio Lorenzo, which is the non-financial advisory, is say, for example, investor comes to us and does not fit into Adio rebates, and he might be wanting to raise funds or to meet family offices or to learn how to expand the business in Abu Dhabi. Myself and my team are here to support the investors from A to Z. So basically, we will introduce them to companies like Mubadala Capital, ADQ, G42, the main players in Abu Dhabi. Then we move to the private sector players, including the big capital houses and the funds in Abu Dhabi. Then we would introduce them to angel investors and family offices. We do not want the investor to leave from Abu Dhabi. We are here to support investors from all sizes and all backgrounds, despite there is priority sectors, but there is always the traditional sectors that remain important for the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. One more point that I want to mention is that, we have 5 main free zones in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Jafar is here from Kizat. And we have 4 main free zones, which is Masdar, the city that looks into renewable and innovation, including tech. We have Abu Dhabi Global Market, which is the financial free zone that looks into, they're the main regulators for the financial under the British common law. Then we have Abu Dhabi Airport Free Zone, which is good for fleet. And then we have 2454, including the new hub in Yas Island, which looks into media and gaming, which is a very new hot topic in the market. So, these are looked as growth clusters, priority clusters, and investor might want to stay in these clusters in order to develop those relationships and in order to work closely with the people within their ecosystem and much more. So I'm just giving you a brief now. I won't stop if you don't stop me, Lorenzo. So there's so much to talk about, but I'll allow my colleagues to answer more questions and then I'll get back to you. Thank you.
No, this is excellent. Thank you, Suad. And please don't feel like you need to stop any of this. The more information that we can get, and it's been very valuable contribution. I'm picking up a few really good points here. You're talking about the priority sectors. This is something that I want us to dig a little bit deeper. And you were talking about the 5 main free zones, apart from the option of setting up on the mainland. Natalie is asking actually that question. Maybe Kusei, can we stop a little bit longer on that topic? Can you expand on the 5 main free zones? Who is this targeted to? And the fact that people can set up in the mainland. And for that, what kind of investors is the mainland aimed at? We already also have a comment from Sunil, who is talking about setting up in the mainland an energy type of company. So I think people want to know, how do I choose? Shall I go to a free zone? Shall I go to KISAT? When do I go to 2454, Masdar, ADGM? And when do I go to the mainland? You're on mute, Kusei.
Yeah, so we can say that there's 6 jurisdictions, let's put it this way, in easy terms. 1 mainland and 5 free zones as of now. There's one, as Saad mentioned, she named the 4. So there's the KZAD that Jafar is representing. So this is more into industrial manufacturing and logistics and port access. You also have the airport free zone, which also relates to free zone, but also spaces that you can rent. And you also have ADGM, which is Abu Dhabi Global Markets, related to finance and financial instruments and financial companies. You also have 2454 that is related to creative industries. Am I missing anything, Saad? So those are the 5, right? Did I name 5?
Yeah.
Anybody counting?
Yes, it's 2454, yeah. ADGM, Masdar, Adavza.
Masdar, which is the renewable and sustainability city. So that's the 5th free zone. And then you have the mainland. The nice thing is you can open a company in mainland and have a dual license. So you can have a mainland license and a free zone license. So once you issue your free zone license, you can go to DED and have a license, a mainland license. Again, one of the key differences is once you have a mainland license, you can do business within the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. So you can deal with government, with other sectors or private sector entities. For these are the key sectors and the differences between between mainland and the free zones. Lorenzo, you had another question, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, and how do people know what is the right jurisdiction to choose from?
Yeah. So this is exactly why we came up with this initiative, Lorenzo, the setup in Abu Dhabi. This is a public-private partnership with 25 entities that came on board, including DED, Department of Economic Development, including the 5 free zones, and 14 additional private sector entities that came on board to support this decision, to facilitate this decision-making and facilitate the onboarding process of SMEs into the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. For this is, again, maybe I'll leave it to you, Lorenzo, or someone from the team to maybe explain more about setup in Abu Dhabi. But again, this is the essence of bringing this public-private collaboration to ease the process of MSMEs and startups in establishing and onboarding their business in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi.
I'll jump on a bit of a description of what setup in Abu Dhabi is and what are the plans. There's a few questions related again to the work that the Department of Economic Development of Abu Dhabi is doing, particularly about the SME sector. And I know, Kuse, you have a few initiatives that you can bring up there. So I'll stay with you for a couple more minutes. Tell us a bit more, though, what are those specific initiatives that the Department of Economic Development has in relation to the SME sector?
Yeah, so the SME sector was established about a year plus now, since its inception, and we've been, hard at work creating initiatives that improve the MSME ecosystem in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. So one thing that we are very proud of is the 5-year the MSME strategy, Abu Dhabi MSME strategy. So this is quite a unique strategy. So there is an Abu Dhabi economic strategy that oversees the whole economy. But again, we're digging a bit deeper in regards to the MSMEs and creating an Abu Dhabi MSME strategy. Of course, it's in line with the overall Abu Dhabi economic strategy. So we're quite proud of this. We're doing this initiative with OECD. And also from that, we're coming up with a 5-year policy roadmap. So from that strategy, we highlight the 5 pillars. Again, we can share those that are interested to see the strategy. We can share that copy with them, hopefully within the next 2 to 3 months. So please leave your details. We'll send some documentation in this regard. And from that strategy, we'll build a 5-year policy roadmap that will help us, exactly know what to do every year in regards to policies that directly or indirectly affect the MSME ecosystem. There is, as you mentioned, Lorenzo, the setup in Abu Dhabi. This is something that we're also really proud, because this is a public-private partnership to attract and retain startups and MSMEs in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. We also have something that we have been investing a lot called the Abu Dhabi Sme Hub, which is a knowledge portal. Again, I urge the audience to go and visit those 2 websites, set up in Abu Dhabi and Abu Dhabi Sme Hub. We'll leave the links to those 2 websites. But something quite interesting in Abu Dhabi Sme Hub, it kind of brings you up to speed on all the news related to the ecosystem. And plus, there is learn content that helps MSMEs to learn and learn how to do things. Let's say on how to raise funds, on how to rebrand, so on and so forth. And there is also the third pillar to this is the connect, where we have mapped out the ecosystem, the MSME and entrepreneurial ecosystem in Abu Dhabi from the different organizations that support this ecosystem. In addition to access to experts. So any MSME, whether they are based in Abu Dhabi or outside, they can have access to those access to experts. So if they have questions or they want to meet with those experts to get support from them, then they can definitely do that. So this is kind of to explain a little bit about Abu Dhabi Sme Hub. We also are working right now on the government employee entrepreneurship capacity building. And the nice thing about this, again, Lorenzo, I can go like Saad, you know, if you don't stop me, I can, I can take my time and go through, because we have a lot of initiatives. But this is one initiative is nice because what we're trying to do from this government employee entrepreneurship capacity building is to teach government employees on how to support micro, small, and medium enterprises, to kind of tell them, listen, those businesses require different set of skills to understand their requirements and provide for their needs. So this is tells you how adaptive we are and receptive we are to the needs of MSMEs from a government standpoint. In addition, we're building something called the Abu Dhabi SME Procurement Program. So this is, we're trying to allocate from public, semi-private and private entities, large entities, to give back or to procure from MSMEs. There's also the SME Mentor Program that we're working on with as a pilot project. This MSME Mentor Program is to help also MSMEs join into this procurement program, Abu Dhabi procurement program. So large entities kind of feel like the protege, mentor protege kind of program, where the large entities help the smaller companies to go through this procurement process. Also, we have something quite interesting is the ECC, which is the Economic Collaboration Committee. Under that, there are 8 working groups. One of the working groups called the SME Working Group. This is, again, a public-private engagement where we hear from the private sector and from SMEs their challenges, their issues, and from those feedback that we receive, we turn them into solutions. So again, this tells you the mentality that we follow. We're quite open, we're quite aggressive, and we're able to pivot and adapt accordingly.
Excellent. We're getting a lot of questions, people wanting to know more about a lot of these programs, about the setup in Abu Dhabi. They're asking if we're going to be sharing a copy of this session of today. So for those, yes, we're going to be sending the link with a full webinar. And we're also going to be sending a follow-up email with a bit of the descriptions of these programs, the introductions of Ms. Suad, Kusei, your initiatives, so that everybody can follow up and see where are those programs and how they can take part. Mariam is asking, how can we participate of some of these initiatives? So I think it's good that we're going to give everybody a bit of the links and where to find things. Now, Jafar, on to you. We are aware that Abu Dhabi introduced a set of changes, especially when it comes to the fees that people are paying when it comes to starting a new business. And that went from setting up in the mainland to also on the free zones. Can you give some ideas of what are sort of the more traditional packages that, for example, one can set up a company in KSAT? What kind of licenses? What are we talking about in terms of fees and expenses for an investor that wants to start, let's say, an e-commerce business, an IT or cybersecurity company? Give us a few examples.
Yeah, thank you, Lorenzo. Regarding the packages that KSAT is offering to investors, there is a case-by-case package, especially when it goes to industrial. It depends on the size of the land, but I can guarantee that we give the best price on terms of the rate, lease rate. But let us talk about the SMEs. We have specific packages to support SMEs. And what is nice now, we implemented last 2.5 years, that the client can set up their company remotely. Even if they are outside UAE, in Africa, in Asia, in US, the client can email us all the requirement by email, and we can proceed the incorporations. The process of the setup, the immigration approval, and prepare the legal document, and the client can sign it through video call with us. Once the client is signed, we can issue the trade license on the same day. Even though we can establish the establishment card for the client and apply for his work permit as a residence visa, even if he's outside UAE. So we try to reduce the cost of setting up the company for our investors. Regarding the packages, we have packages starting by 9,450, which is eligible for one visa. And this license, it can be trading, it can be services, even it can be trading. Now we know that the cost of setting up general trading in whole UAE, it's a little bit expensive. In KZAD, you can set up a general trading license that eligible for 4 visas. It's 14,550. And we have multi-packages for multi-years. We have package for 3 years license for general trading. It's 32,000 dirham, only for 3 years. KZAD and the economic city, they are trying to support SMEs in terms of payment. Regarding the residence visa, the cost of the visa, it's whole to immigration. We don't put any additional profit for us in terms of visas, just to give the full support for our SMEs investors. And what I start that the nice of the free zones, especially KZAD, that you can do all these transactions, the setup and the corporate services within KZAD team in our one-stop shop. If the client, once the client gets a residence visa for himself or for his employee, easy for him to sponsor his family, and we can also support and give the full service for our clients. And currently we have a lot of demand from foreign investors, especially when it go to Middle East and like Lebanon, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. We are receiving a lot of requests to know more about the setup, to know about the packages, and as Qusay said, we have the dual license. The client that they wish to have a license in DED, they can start in free zone, even if it's trading, consulting, and the fees of the dual license is very minimum. It's around 3,000 dirham for 3 years. To get a branch for KZAD in DED Abu Dhabi for 2 years. And we can give all the support, and I believe the DED, they have the portal that the client can do even the transaction for the dual license remotely. No need to come to UAE to visit DED to submit the requirements.
Excellent, excellent. Some very good points there, Jafar. There's another question that maybe will relate to you. They're asking, do you have any tie-ups with specific banks in the UAE? As we all know, the banking situation is still a little bit complex. Many of the startups that are getting started, they find it difficult. This is where companies like us at Creative Zone were able to help people with their banking solutions and so many other things more. But it all starts with the jurisdiction. If the jurisdiction is well seen, well respected, and has good tie-ups with certain banks, that helps. What's the situation of KZAD in this respect?
We have a tie-up with most of the UAE banks. One of them is Emirates and BD, and they are in our one-stop shop. So the client, once they get the license, they can jump to the counter of Emirates and BD and to start opening the bank account. You mentioned Lorenzo, and I can guarantee that our clients, they will not suffering to open a bank account, even if they are SMEs, even if their license issued on workstation and FlexiDisk facilities, because KZAD, they do very high due diligence on our clients. We do internal securities, we do war check securities on our client. Additional, it's immigration securities to guarantee that our clients are fit to open a bank account and to be a client of KZAD.
And if I may add, you know, with through the setup in Abu Dhabi, our partner ADCB, Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank. One thing to note, you know, it's a bit tricky when it comes to opening bank account, because again, if you talk like if you are a Canadian citizen in Canada, you already are a citizen. So opening an account as a citizen in your country, for example, is much easier. One of the issues here we face is that, you know, there's a huge influx of expats coming to the country. So that requires some sort of a due diligence from the banks. So they need to make sure that, you know, the individuals that are coming is not related to terrorism, is not connected to money laundering. So because of that due diligence required from the banks, from the central bank, because of global standards, sometimes it does take time. Another point to highlight in regards to opening bank accounts is the nationality of certain expats that sometimes also delay the process of opening a bank account. And third is the activity that that business is trying to operate. So, for example, a general trading will be a bit more complex compared to something that is specific into, let's say, beauty products. So again, because of certain due diligence and certain requirements from the banks. But again, some banks will require additional documentation, and the process would be lengthier. But again, that is one thing that is at the top radar of DED, Department of Economic Development, and also in the central bank. And there is a huge effort being done right now to create a national eKYC that will help to speed up the process of opening a bank account in the whole UAE, not just in Abu Dhabi, but in the whole UAE.
Excellent. No, thank you for that extra information there, Qusay. I see some really good points coming in. Nakawawa is asking very specific questions related to getting approved by the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange, setting up an SPV. Usually this is all done through ADGM. We're going to have somebody from our team and the Setup in Abu Dhabi platform to reach out. Maybe if the tech team at this stage can put out the link of the landing page, anybody that would like to receive more information about the different options, all the proposals, the pricing, the fees, the steps on setting up any type of entity in Abu Dhabi, you can go to this link. Please fill in the form, and we're going to be sending you a full breakdown of the fees, the steps. This is the website itself, but if my team can include the landing page of the form itself, where is the contact us, then people can directly fill in the form, and we will be getting in touch. Ms. Wad, yeah?
Lorenzo, sorry, one point in regards to the last...
Now we're going to have to cut you, huh?
Before, just because of the securities exchange and security, the question regarding to Abu Dhabi Exchange and Securities, again, such specific will require us to connect you to the right entity. So again, raise it and we'll definitely connect you. You know, again, those requests are on individual basis. So if there is a need to connect you with a specialized entity to support you, we'll definitely do that.
Excellent. Ali is saying, I tried filling in the form, but it seems like I've got a bigger inquiry. Ali, email me directly, ceo@creativesong.ae. I'll address your concern. We're happy to help you in any way. So I'll back to you. You were talking about the priority sectors. Now, I want to spice things up a little bit. If you are to be an entrepreneur and you come into Abu Dhabi, what would be the 2 or 3 industries that you would really recommend? There's 150 people looking at this webinar at the moment, plus the ones on social media channels. What would you say, people, this is very hot in Abu Dhabi right now. These industries, we are very interested from the Abu Dhabi point of view, and we will welcome you with open arms. What would those be?
Lorenzo, I'm trying to be biased. It's a very hard question to say which sector or no. I think, you know, each of the people on this call, and I'm really amazed by the amount of questions that are coming up. I can't even follow about ICV, about, you know, the tax law, about the dual listing. It's just amazing to see, you know, how people are very well aware about the changes that's happening in the region, which means there is a lot of eyes on the UAE itself, which, you know, some of these questions will have to go back to the authorities and get them answers for them. So going back to your question, to be honest with you, you know, sectors could change from time to time, but I'm sure that technology is one of the most important sectors. Anything with technology is a very hot topic, you know, virtual reality, AI, you know, technology is important. it's in everything. You know, I can't even specify to you. Technology could be anything and any size and any idea. It could be a startup, SME, and so on. So, you know, one of the important questions that I even saw that I want to emphasize on is on Hub 71. So we have been working closely with Hub 71, which is the incubator managed by Mubadala. It's, you know, in partnership with WeWork, and you know, it's a great program. I would recommend a lot of the startups also to attend, to check their website and see if they qualify for the incentives that are provided by Hub 71, which includes, you know, office space, accommodation, and so on. So, you know, speaking about that, I think Hub 71 will be an important program to look at. Now, other sectors, I'm again trying to be very honest with you, Lorenzo. It's very hard for me to tell you which. It really depends on the, you know, it really depends on the demand and supply in the market. It really depends on the products and services they're trying to sell. You know, I'm an entrepreneur myself. Prior to joining Abu Dhabi Investment Office, so you know, you always you have to go into the market, check the availability, check your competitors, look at what are the options available. You know, as I mentioned, there are traditional sectors that will always stay strong, and there is those sectors that stays revolving. You know, who said that healthcare is going to be the boom in the past 3 years? It was important, but not that much. You know, who said that, you know, companies like Careem and Talabat and Uber and Deliveroo and all of these applications are going to be the boom during, you know, the past 3 years. So it really depends. I think it's a trend. It changes from time to time. My advice for the entrepreneurs, startups, and SMEs on this call is to achieve and to be open to all the options, to come to the UAE, specifically to Abu Dhabi. Myself, my colleagues on this call are here to support you and assist you in your expansion plan, including you, Lorenzo, and to expand and help them expand into the business, meet potential suppliers, buyers, investors, finance institutions, learning how to set up into Abu Dhabi. And that's why we are here. We are here to serve them in every way.
No, that's excellent, Suad. That's a very good few points. Now, how would you describe is your way forward for ADIO in 2022? What are the areas that you would like to focus for this year? Maybe in terms of the development of certain markets. I know that you're very active at roadshows and visiting certain clients. What does your agenda look like for the months to come?
We have been restless. You know, we work 16 to 18 hours a day, me and my team. You know, we have 8 internationals abroad, 8 international offices around the world. We have one in London, Paris, Frankfurt, San Francisco, New York, Tel Aviv, Seoul, and Beijing. So instead of even people coming to us, we have people around the world that will fly to them and come closer to them in order to expand into Abu Dhabi. So, you know, we work, you know, in different time zones. We support investors from different backgrounds. We help people to relocate into the UAE. So, to be honest with you, you know, there's a lot of events coming up, a lot of, you know, exhibitions, huge announcements that's going to happen very soon. Stay tuned, and we remain available to come to you anywhere around the world. We are looking into expanding our footprint around the globe more. So it will be announced, inshallah, very soon for the audience who wants to reach out to us. So don't worry, even if you can't come to Abu Dhabi for any way, we will be coming to you, and we have teams all over the world who represent us to support you.
On a personal note, and having been an entrepreneur in the UAE, what would be your message to female entrepreneurs? And we know that women entrepreneurship and empowerment is a big topic. I think people around the world don't recognize the initiatives that are being put in place. What would be your thoughts on this topic, Suad?
So I think you saw that we have a huge delegation in town from Access Abu Dhabi. It's a program that has been managed by a group called the Maven Group. So in town, we are going to start a huge delegation that focuses on the US market into minority and female business owners. And we have in town Tyra Banks, who will be in Abu Dhabi leading that delegation. We have a set of meetings happening, you know, with all these women entrepreneurs. In the previous delegation, we have Kevin O'Reilly leading it, Patrice Vera, Christina Milan, Matty World Peace, and a lot of those big influencers around the world telling people to come to Abu Dhabi and have Abu Dhabi as their home. Being a woman entrepreneur, you know, I would advise, whether it's a woman or a man, there's nothing that could stop us. Just follow your dreams, do what you think is right. everything is available in the market. Specifically, I have been an entrepreneur for 15, 16 years, without saying my age, of course, Lorenzo. So, in the past 10 years ago, people think, we women don't go out, or we don't have, the rights to talk in public. And, I do remember once being in a conference in Ireland where a woman asked me, what rights do we have? And I'm like, I don't know what rights you're talking about, because we have everything. Even men are scared of us. And you know how women lead most of the businesses in the Emirates. So I told her, we have 8 women ministers out of 22 in the world, including a minister of youth, a minister of happiness, a minister of tolerance, and all the changes that's happening. So nothing stops us as women entrepreneurs. Just follow your dreams. We have all the instruments that you need to reach your goals. And we are here to support you in your whole journey and to help you with expanding your business in the region.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for that, Ms. Suad, for your comments on these topics. Hussein, Jafar, I think we have a lot of work to do. I see about 20 messages talking about people wanting to set up a fintech company, a fabrication setup in Abu Dhabi, a travel agency in Abu Dhabi. How do I go about setting up a consultancy company in Abu Dhabi? We're going to get to all of these requests. As I said, for anybody that wants to learn more information, please fill in the form below so that it goes through the whole process of one of our advisors reaching out and giving you the full breakdown of things. Hussein, what's in the agenda for you? We have 10 minutes left for today. What other comments we can give to people watching this webinar? One topic that we haven't brought up, and it was a question earlier, is the issue of the corporate tax that is coming in on 2023, and how would this play between choosing to operate from a free zone or to do it in the mainland? Is this a topic that you are keen to embark on, or we leave it for another full session, the issue of tax?
To be honest, I'd rather keep it for a tax lawyer to talk
Okay.
more about it. There's probably, I might not do justice to it, but one thing that I've been wanting to say, as an expat, Abu Dhabi for me is home. Whenever, even I'm Iraqi Canadian, but based in Canada. So if I do go back to a country, I do go back to Canada. But every time I go to Canada, it's like I feel actually, when I come back, it's like, I'm coming back home. So Abu Dhabi is home, to be honest. It has this feeling. And, the interesting thing, we're doing a book called The Entrepreneur's Journey with an American publisher that have done all similar books in the past. And he's been here for the past 6 to 8 weeks. He went to a visit for a week with his family to Jordan. And when he came back, the whole family had this, sensation that, they're coming back home. So Abu Dhabi is, to be honest, as a family, it really feels homey. You have the sense of security, sense of belonging. The place is beautiful, out of this world. Everything is available. So the lifestyle, you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Indeed, yeah. I think this is something we all share. I've been in this country for 15 years and I couldn't think of living anywhere else. So some good points there. Jafar, what would be some of your final thoughts for today? I see a lot of questions related to consulting. I think the misunderstanding that many people have about KISAT is they feel that it's more of this industrial manufacturing type of jurisdiction, but not many people know that you do provide licenses for professional services.
Yes, Lorenzo, because KISAD, it's abbreviation of Khalifa Industrial Zone, Abu Dhabi. So definitely it go to your mind that it's an industrial hub, and it's reality. We are one of the largest industrial hub in the region. But last 3 years, we created our incubator for SMEs investors. And you ask Suad about the type of sectors that I see a lot of demand on it. It's e-commerce. There is a lot of e-commerce license requests, and with KISAD we are offering it to our clients. The demand is very high on the technologies, and KISAD, it's playing a very good role to attract this type of investors. And last month, I issued the first innovation and AI license in KZAD, owned by a local lady based in Abu Dhabi. And she's working in the government, and she has a very good vision about the innovations and artificial intelligence. They start recruiting people. Now she has one visa under process for American employees. They are coming next week to Abu Dhabi. She has different requests for visas from different countries, from Lebanon, from Canada. She's building a very good team to support government entities in Abu Dhabi for providing innovations and AI services. KZAD is not only for industrial. Yes, the core business is industrial, but we are working very hard, very aggressively to support and to create an ecosystem for SMEs also.
Excellent. Good, good. All right, so we're slowly getting to the end of this session for today. Ms. Suad, your final thoughts for today, in a nutshell, in 1 or 2 minutes. Again, what will be your message to people looking at this webinar, why they should consider Abu Dhabi as their destination to start a new company?
Thank you, Lorenzo. First of all, the fact that those people took an hour from their time to join us today, it means they're interested in the market in Abu Dhabi. The second of all, they might be already here or they might be abroad. So we are here to support them either with their existing expansions or issues, and to help them and to support them in their investor journey. And that's why we are here today on this conversation to look at it. I'm really amazed by the number of attendees on the webinar. Thank you very much. Along with my colleagues on the panel. Amazing questions, interesting questions. We are available here to support and assist in any way. Lorenzo, feel free to share our contact details with them if there's a direct need to meet with Adu and our colleagues. And we'll be more than happy to support and assist any investors on this call. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Suad, for taking the time, for being with us today. Thank you. Qusay, with you, your final thoughts for today, your last few comments?
Quite simple, to be honest, Lorenzo. We're open for business, we're serious, and we will treat every case by itself and understand. We'll put the effort to understand and to fulfill those requirements and ensure that businesses do get onboarded into Abu Dhabi as frictionless as possible.
Excellent. Thank you so much for today, Qusay. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
Jafar, your final thoughts for today?
Thank you, Lorenzo, for this opportunity. I hope I answered all the questions. And for the people who are interested to set up company in KZAD, I suggest them to send, because I see in the messages there's some inquiries. I suggest everyone to send email to Creative Zone, and if this inquiry related to KZAD, I will be very happy to answer it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Jafar. Again, Suad, Jafar, and Qusay, thank you so much for today. I keep on repeating, well, there's a contact form. Again, anybody that would like to learn more information about today, I'm going to request permission from the attendees. If I may add their full details and their email addresses, we're going to send a follow-up email to the 150 people that attended throughout this 1 hour. We're very excited to see the interest that everybody has about Abu Dhabi and the options for setting up. Our objective is exactly this, to support people to come to Abu Dhabi and to set up their businesses. And all 4 of us on this call, we will be delighted to take you through this journey. We would like to thank everybody that took part of today, and we look forward to helping you more in your journey into Abu Dhabi. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Bye-bye.